The new is in the old concealed, the old is in the new revealed. God in human likeness in the Old Testament? There is no hint in the Old Testament that God would ever be a man, but with the hindsight of a New Testament lens, a few figures are sometimes identified as visible manifestations of God to people. This is called a theophany. A good example is the mysterious figure in the fiery furnace with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Then King Nebuchadnezzar was astonished and rose up in haste. He declared to his counselors, "Did we not cast 3 men bound into the fire?" They answered and said to the king, "True, O king." He answered and said, "But I see 4 men unbound, walking in the midst of the fire, and they are not hurt, and the appearance of the 4th is like a son of the gods." Daniel 3 verses 24-25.
There is also some confusion about whether one of Abraham's visitors was God in human-like form.
And the Lord appeared to him by the oaks of Mamre, as he sat at the door of his tent in the heat of the day. He lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, 3 men were standing in front of him. When he saw them, he ran from the tent door to meet them and bowed himself to the earth and said, "O Lord, if I have found favor in your sight, do not pass by your servant. Let a little water be brought, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree, while I bring a morsel of bread, that you may refresh yourselves, and after that you may pass on, since you have come to your servant." So they said, "Do as you have said." And Abraham went quickly into the tent to Sarah and said, "Quick! 3 seahs of fine flour. Knead it, and make cakes." And Abraham ran to the herd and took a calf, tender and good, and gave it to a young man, who prepared it quickly. Then he took curds and milk and the calf that he had prepared, and set it before them. And he stood by them under the tree while they ate. They said to him, "Where is Sarah your wife?" And he said, "She is in the tent." The Lord said, "I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah your wife shall have a son." And Sarah was listening at the tent door behind him. Genesis 18 verses 1-10.
Moses spoke of a future prophet like him but never said the prophet would be divine.
"The Lord your God will raise up for you a prophet like me from among you, from your brothers. It is to him you shall listen, just as you desired of the Lord your God at Horeb on the day of the assembly, when you said, 'Let me not hear again the voice of the Lord my God or see this great fire any more, lest I die.' And the Lord said to me, 'They are right in what they have spoken. I will raise up for them a prophet like you from among their brothers. And I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak to them all that I command him. And whoever will not listen to my words that he shall speak in my name, I myself will require it of him." Deuteronomy 18 verses 15-19.
The idea of God being born and growing into a man subject to death can be found in ancient myths, but is foreign to the Old Testament. Numbers 23:19 am is clear.
God is not man, that he should lie, or a son of man, that he should change his mind. Numbers 23:19 am.
Is this a warning about future heresy? God could have saved us a lot of grief by saying God is not currently a man.